Hey guys, before I get into this video about the 30 players which are confirmed to be able to fit in a single GTA Online lobby and what this is going to entail for the next gen systems, I actually wanted you guys to go and leave a comment down below asking me any questions or anything relevant to what I do on YouTube or my personal life or GTA. If you have any ideas for that, what do I think about, I don't know, heists or any future DLC, anything like that. Go and leave that in the comments down below, as I am planning to do a Q&A for my 2,000 subscribers special. But instead of doing it on my own this time, I'm actually planning to do it with the other guys that I play with, being of course Breezy Dionysus or Luke, planning to do it with Nitro or Cameron, and finally with Sam or Sirius 360 Master or Pasta. He still doesn't really have his name right. But anyway, of course, if you have any questions for the group of us, along the lines of maybe how did we meet, how do we play or whatever, go and leave that down in the comments section below for any individual of us or for the group of us as an entirety. So be sure to leave that down there. Now let's get into the video. So how's it going guys, Fly here back with another Grand Theft Auto 5 online video. Now this one's actually going to be another video on the topic of the next gen and the PC releases for GTA 5 and online, and more specifically within that, the amount of players that we're going to be getting, which is of course confirmed to be 30 players per lobby, and the changes that this is going to have on the overall play style of online, the different game types that are going to be affected, and much more. So if you guys do end up enjoying the video, of course go and hit that like button down below, as it really does help me out. Now let's go. So it's already been announced to us by Rockstar Games that the next gen versions, of course being the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4 of GTA 5, are both going to have the capability of hosting 30 player lobbies, which is going to be a step up from the current that we have of 16. So that is almost twice the amount of people in the lobby. Now, I of course see some positives to this as it's an obvious upgrade, but I also see some massive downgrades to this in terms of the general player base, and I think some changes are probably going to have to be issued and some small modifications to try to keep the overall flow of GTA Online going without the general killing that already happens just with 16 players now. First off is going to be, of course, free roam, which is, I think, the main go-to thing for any GTA Online player. So, as I already said, we only have 16 players now, which is already quite enough for the massive map of Blaine County that we have here, so it covers the Blaine County area and, of course, the Los Santos city. But 99% of the players that you ever see in lobbies only ever stay around the city, which is something that I've talked about with the other people that I play with quite a few times, and we just don't really understand it. Of course, there's more things to see and probably do down in the city, but you're much more limited, there's far less space down there, and typically it's just one massive firefight. On a side note, that's typically why in any of the lobbies that any of you subscribers have ever joined of mine, we're typically playing around the Blaine County area or the Paleto Bay area, the Sandy Shores kind of place, often around the airfields, just to have some fun without the random killing that tends to happen down in the city of Los Santos. But more specifically on the point, what does this mean with the 30 players for the general play of online free roam? So if it stays anything like we already have, and let's say maybe 50 to 60% of the players already just stay down in the city while the others kind of spread out around the map on their own, that's going to be a whole lot of players down in the city. That could mean around anywhere between about 15 to 20 people just playing around in the city at all times if we were going to say that the exact percentage was to go up exactly for the next gen versions. So I'm not entirely sure how this could pan out. One, it could mean that you're going to have a lot more fun experiences, you're going to meet a lot more random people that you're much more likely to then be friends with and play in future sessions, but at the same time it means that driving around is also going to be much harder without getting blown up constantly. Another thing to consider for this 30 player in one lobby system is also the Rockstar servers. Now I have complete faith in Rockstar and I don't doubt that they've already thought of this. If they hadn't, that'd be quite embarrassing on their end. I imagine they've completely thought of this and worked out before the release, and at this point it should already be done just under a month before the release. And that is that with 16 players trying to switch sessions sometimes or loading into certain games can just either cause a freeze or lagging back out to single player, and that's just trying to connect you with another 15 players. Now imagine this same system trying to connect you with another 29 players. That's going to be a big step up, so aside from the console limitations, I'm just hoping that the Rockstar servers are properly geared up and suitably working to be able to handle all of this, because we know what happened on the first week or so of when GTA Online came out for this last gen. It was terrible. Pretty much nobody was able to connect consistently. You were hoping and just kind of crossing your fingers that you would load into online whenever you hit go, and it just really was a very bad way. Whereas I'm really hoping that they've learnt from this, and they're also most likely going to be getting a far smaller amount of people joining on day one for the next gen versions. I imagine there's going to be a much bigger Christmas boom around it, because at that point a lot of people who are going to play the game who were probably already playing on their 360s or their PS3s, whereas at this point it's much fewer people are playing on the Xbox One on the PS4, because it's still a much newer system and much more expensive. On another point of 30 players in-game, I'm looking forward to doing some deathmatches which are more specifically just for killing, but even more so, doing some races with all these amount of people. Trying to do 30 people racing is going to be pretty mad, so I imagine we're going to be using a lot of the non-contact options, because I imagine at the race starts, it's just going to be absolutely insane when you've got another 29 people avoiding. So they haven't said exactly what game types are going to support this 30 player lobby, or if it's going to be all of them, but I wouldn't imagine that they'd release this without having at least races and deathmatches and maybe LTSs, in addition to free mode of course, all able to have 30 players. That seems like a big step down. So far we haven't had tons of details on this, and I imagine we are going to be getting more soon, and I will of course keep you guys all up to date. So, that is pretty much it for this video, guys. If you guys did enjoy it or did learn anything useful, of course go and hit that like button down below, as it really would help me out. We're on the road to 2K, so of course go and hit that subscribe button if you want to see more videos just like this on the lead up to GTA Next Gen, and of course much more coming then. And finally, go and hit that Twitter link down in the description below. Of course, it's at Byfly, so you can go and follow me there to check out any more exclusive updates, behind the scenes info, and just general online work that doesn't always get uploaded to this channel. So, of course, like I said, go and follow me there. And that is pretty much it. Thank you guys very much for watching. My name has been Flair, signing out.